Today I want to do a if I were getting married and doing my own makeup tutorial. I did do mine when I got married, but that was almost 7 years ago. I only had like a week and a half ish to plan our wedding, so everything was quick and I didn't mind doing my own makeup, but obviously like trends have changed, my skills have gotten a little better, so I want to do an updated how I would do my makeup if I were getting married, and I'll put a picture somewhere if I can find like a good close-up of the makeup that I did. So first things first, I moisturized. I've let that really like sink into my skin. My skin is really dry right now. I let it like fully absorb, and I'm gonna use a thick eye cream. The skin prep is always the most important in your makeup routine. I would say especially for wedding day. We just want everything to lay beautifully on the skin. We want to make sure that it's going to last all day long and stay perfect. So now obviously brows are going to be totally up to you because everyone has pretty specific preferences when it comes to their brows. I'm going to go ahead and just fill mine in. I am going to use a brow pen today so I can get more hair-like strokes. So yeah, I'll do my brows. I'll be right back. Okay, now the brows look bananas, but they'll dull down a little bit as we do more to the face. So very important step, obviously we're going to want to prime and everything, but I'm thinking I want to start with my eyes first, even though I'm going to be doing a very soft glam kind of lighter look. So let's just work on eyes first just to be safe. That way we're not risking ruining our face makeup. That would be so bad. Whew. We're gonna use Scotch tape, but first let's do the base layer of our eyes. So that means we'll need to color correct because my eyes desperately need it. First I want to do my e.l.f. Power Grip. And I am putting this all over my face. This is going to give us that really tacky layer that makes all the makeup want to stick to our face, which is going to help us with the longevity. And I'm even going to take this down my neck because I will have to blend foundation down my neck. I always have to conceal spots down here anyways, and then I'll want to do body glow too. So I'm going to want everything to look very seamless. And then let's go right on top with the Poreless Putty Primer. This is going to give us a very smooth surface, so I want to put this right here where I have the largest pores, and then I do want to smooth out on my chin and my smile lines. And I'm really trying to push this into the skin. So that way it's being pushed into it and not totally just sitting on top. And just kind of gliding over. And then I'll do a little in the center of my forehead too, because I have a lot of little forehead lines. I do have to use the color corrector. Let's go back to this. In the inner corner and under my eyes a little too, just because I have blue all the way around almost. So I'll just use my beauty blender to blend this out. I want to use a little bit of concealer to carve out the bottom of my brows. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. This is Fair Warm. And I'm just gonna do under my eyebrows. And then I'll go ahead and do my inner corner as well. Like a little concealer brush. And I'll just start to sharpen this line. Okay, and then I'll go in with my beauty sponge. So we have a nice clean canvas to work with on our eyelids, which is exactly what we wanted. And I'm gonna go in, just because if it's wedding day, we want to add, you know, those extra primers and little steps that could help it last as long as possible. So I'm going to use my P. Louise eye base. I think this is Rumor. Yeah, the shade Rumor. And I'm just going to add a little bit to my eyelids. I'm going to take a little bit of a bigger concealer brush and I'm gonna spread this around my entire eyelid, but also just kind of like tapping it in place. I don't really want to like swipe. I just want to like tap it around. Like we need a crease. We need something to define the crease, but I want it to be very, very light. Because I want the star of the show to be that smoky liner. So let's do our tape. And I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. That way it's not so sticky. And I think they're even. I'm gonna use the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Volume 2 palette. I want to use the shade Perfectionist, and then I'm gonna use a Morphe M513. This is just a fluffy blending brush, but it's a little smaller, and I want to keep this just right in the crease. Let me tap out some of the creasing. And I just want to slowly build up this color because, like I said, I don't want it to be very dark, but we do need something there. And then I'm going to start working it on the line where this tape is to connect the crease to where the wing would go. And I'm just kind of working it around in this outer corner. Okay, let's do the other side. Want to make sure you tap out these creases first, or you will be setting them with the powder and then they won't go away. Should probably work on this wang. I want to try to keep it pretty brown, just because on me it looks not as harsh and just a little more flattering to use a brown as opposed to a black. And I want to do black at the very base, like the very, very base of the liner. I'm going to use the first Jaclyn Hill palette, just because the other one didn't really have the browns that I wanted. I'm going to use Central Park, and I'm just going to really work this on the lash line. I want to do like a half wing. We have the tape here, so if we're messy, it doesn't matter, because when we pull it away, it'll have a sharp line. So I just want to like blend it right against the tape and into the lash line. Okay, this is what it's looking like so far. And I'm gonna take kind of a flat like concealer brush and just do a little bit of black, like I said, just literally on the lash line. Now I'm going to take that last brush that we used for those dark browns, and I'm just going to buff over it. This will blend that black and brown together. Then I want to take that very first brush that we used to do our crease color, and I'm going to go over it again, just to really lighten up those edges and better blend them. Just keep going back in, add the color that you think you need. Like this one could use a little bit more of the black, and just keep layering back and forth until you are where you want to be. As long as you're just taking your time, just keep blending. Just like stop for a second, take a look. I promise anybody can do this. Anybody can do it. And then from here, so I'll want to use very light white or very light nude, for me personally, to kind of set around my brow bone. And I'm gonna mix, like from the James Charles Morphe palette, I'm gonna mix this nude color and the white, and I'm just gonna tap right here around my brow where there is no powder yet. And this is going to set everything in place and then brighten our brow bone a little bit. You also want to add just a little bit of that white right in my inner corner. Take that very first brush we used again for our crease color, and I'm just gonna go along these edges really quick, just to make sure that everything is blended. Okay, now we're gonna take off the tape. Which Love it. So easy. I got something new that I want to play with. This is from ColourPop. This is the Jelly Much eyeshadow in the color Field of Fairies. And it is literally like a jelly. And it looks way more gold because of the light. It's like a very light, like champagne. Like it's almost the exact color as my e.l.f. highlighter, the Champagne Campaign. It looks just like that. It is beautiful and it's shimmery, and then it totally dries down. So it looks like it's not going to dry down and it's going to be sticky and slippery all day, but it dries down, and I want this all over my lid. And I'm just going to use my finger to do just a little bit at a time and just tap it around. You guys, it is not doing it any justice on camera right now. And in the sun, it just was so beautifully reflective, all the glitter. I love it. And I'm gonna have to take you guys over here so you can maybe see it in the natural light. You see how beautiful that is? And like, it is such a gloomy day outside. Like, if the sun was shining, this would just be like sparkling. So from here, let's work on our face, and then we'll come back and do lashes and everything on the eyes. So we already primed our skin, and I want to do mostly matte. That way it looks flawless. The longevity is going to be there. But I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite powder combos that gives you that really beautiful like glow from within, but still matte, if that makes sense. Let's spot conceal. I'm going to use a matte concealer for that because I don't want it to go anywhere. So this is the e.l.f. matte camo concealer in medium. I just have a lot of like little breakout spots. I'm gonna take this teeny tiny little Morphe brush. It's the M449, and I'm just gonna like ever so slightly just pat it in. I don't really want to diffuse much of the product. I want it to stay exactly where it is because I want it to cover up the spot that it's on. And I'm being very gentle, very light-handed. Let's work on a little bit of glow, a little bit. So I'm gonna do a little on my cheeks, a little on my forehead and chin. And I have to do just a little more down my neck because I have a lot darker of a color. And then along my chest. And on my chest, I'm actually going to use the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. This is in Fair. That way I can have the glow that I want, but lighten it up a little bit. Just like a little something. And I'm really focusing this halo glow on like the perimeters of my face because I'm gonna want the center of my face to be super matte. It just makes everything look so smooth. Makes your pores just totally disappear. At this point, I will go back in with a second layer of my matte concealer. Just because usually the red is peeking through a little after using the brush. And I'm gonna kind of let that dry down for a second. Okay, taking that same brush, just gonna tap it in place. Now I'm gonna cream contour. I'm gonna use creams because we wanna use creams and then powders. That way we're getting that longevity. Like I said, this is 147.5. It's a Maybelline Age Rewind. My little sponge came off the top, so it's just like spewing. Again, taking a brush, and I'm going to tap it in place. I'm not swiping. Do not swipe. We just want to tap it. We want that color to stay exactly where it is. I'm trying to push this back into my hairline. That way there's not like a weird, obvious like ring around your hairline. You want to make sure everything looks seamless. Now on my chin, my jawline, I do swipe because I do go a little heavier, and I'll just use my beauty blender to buff it out. Taking some of my, this is the shade 120. This claims to have 30-hour wear. So I'm going to put this in the places where I'd like a little more coverage. Or where we didn't put any concealer or anything. Use my beauty blender to blend that up. Okay, now going back in with my bronzer brush, I'll just kind of buff out those edges a little. Let's conceal the center of our face. We'll do a little on the chin, Cupid's bow, nose, forehead, and under the eyes. I take my concealer brush again, that just any, I think this is the one I use for my P. Louise base. I'm going to take just a little bit of this, and I'm going to get it really close to this line. That way our beauty blender doesn't accidentally stamp over the eyeshadow that we worked on. So, Beauty blender. I love that. Let's add some liquid blush, and I'm gonna use kind of a light pink, kind of a natural color. This is by Makeup Revolution. It's Dolly Rose. Another brush. Just tap this in. We're gonna start working on powders and setting the face. I cannot stress this enough. You need the little triangle puffs. They change everything. They erase every single pore of your entire being. I don't understand how it took me so long to use them. So, Maybelline Fit Me powder. I use the shade 05 Fair. I'm going to put this in the center of my face, everywhere that we just highlighted. And I'm going to just tap it and press it into the skin. And you want to make sure you blend out these creases under your eyes before you set them. So I'll blend them out and then I'll quickly set them. Can you see how smooth that looks though? Like, can you guys tell? I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and a pinch of the powder and just kind of buff away at the edges where any excess powder might be. Now for my favorite little powder combo, I'm gonna take some of the Maybelline Fit Me and some of the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, and I'm gonna do half and half. Big fluffy brush, mix them around just to set the perimeter of my face. Okay, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but it just gives a subtle glow. Like you're glowing from within, and it just is like, oh, are you glowing? Yep. Sure am. Now we're gonna reinforce our bronzer. e.l.f. Little Quad. This is contour palette, light medium. Favorite. Gonna take the bronzer color. I'm gonna do the heaviest by my ear. And we don't have to do much since we already cream contour. We're just kind of reinforcing everything. And just kind of further blending. Okay, then just a little bit of that contour color. Just right on the base of that cheekbone. Kind of a skinny, you see, it's kind of like a skinny brush. I'm gonna take the bronzer, I'm gonna go under my lip. And I'm going to bronze my nose. So I'm going to do 2 lines. Around the center, and then I will connect it to my grease color. Taking the brush I used for my face powder, I'm just going to do a quick dust over everything we just bronzed. Now for blush, I want to use this Flower Beauty blush. This is the shade Flower Pots. And it's just a little something. It looks very natural. And I'm going to kind of bring it all the way back, and I'm really just like tapping it in. And then I'm going to dust just a pinch on my chin, a little on my nose, and a little on my forehead, just to kind of tie everything together. The brush that we use for our under eye powder, I'm just going to go over this edge right here to blend. So let's do some setting spray. Now's a good time. Using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This is my favorite. And I will be using a little fan. Got her at Dollar Tree. Cannot live without it. When you got setting spray on your face and your face is all wet, do not move your face until your face is totally dry. No facial expressions, no moving around or nothing, because you're gonna work that setting spray into all those little fine lines, and then you're gonna have all these little funky creases. Let's go back in with our Volume 1 Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette and kind of a skinny blending brush. And I'm gonna just blend a couple darker browns along the outer half of my lower lash line, just so it's connected right there. I'm gonna take a totally clean brush, nothing on it. I'm gonna buff this very edge. I'm gonna take my Jaclyn Hill in the shade Extra, because I prefer a stark white highlighter, and I'm only gonna do my nose Cupid's bow in the inner corner of my eyes. I'll take a pinch of this just on the highest point of my brow. For my cheeks, right here the whole time, I'm going to take my Bare Minerals in the shade Free. This is, yeah, gold-ish, but I'm going to take like the lightest amount, and I don't want that stark white on my cheeks, you know. I'm going to take a Morphe and Ariel A22, and I'm barely, I mean, I want to barely know that there's highlighter there. We're gonna set our face for the last time, but we're gonna use the e.l.f. Power Grip Setting Spray. Big lashes or bigger lashes? Bigger. Bigger. These are the Kiss Naked Drama lashes in the style Ruffle Duo Lash Glue. I think this is a latex free, and it's a clear one. While I'm waiting for my flash glue to dry down, I'm gonna take a brown retractable liner and I'm gonna do halfway across my tight line. Okay, I'm gonna give those a second to kind of fully dry, and I'm gonna do my lips. I love this color. It's like kind of peachy, kind of a darker brown, but not too dark. My dog got a hold of this and bit the cap. These are the Too Faced Melted Matte Lip liquid lipsticks. I still love these so much. This is the shade Sellout. This and the Cool Girl, they're very similar. This one's just a little pinkier, and they're like two of my perfect nude colors. They are very comfortable to wear. They're very long lasting. I have been using these for so many years. I cannot recommend them enough. Don't forget, waterproof mascara. Please don't forget. Oh God. Even if you don't think you're gonna be bawling like a baby, you never know. Okay, and that is the finished look. I'm obsessed. It is just soft, but glam, but enough, but not too much, you know. It's obviously beautiful for whenever, but I think this would be a stunning, if anyone's doing their own wedding makeup, give this a try. Give it a try. Or prom. This would be a good, like, neutral prom. And you could kind of just, you know, maybe switch out the shimmer to match the shade of your dress or the lip or whatever. So, but yeah. I'm obsessed. All right. Well, I'll leave everything I used down below, and I'll see you in the next video.